New Jersey's governor's race heating up and down to the wire. Voters are going to go to the polls next Tuesday to decide who will replace Chris Christie. Diana Blass caught up with Governor Christie today. Diana?
Governor Christie faced lots of questions Tuesday about his role in President Trump's 2016 campaign. One day after the first charges dropped in special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia probe.
Did you ever
no.
interact with Papadopoulos or have meetings with him?
Never met him, don't know him, wouldn't know him if I tripped him.
Christie was asked there about Rick Papadopoulos, Trump's former foreign policy aide who admitted he lied to the FBI. News also broke Monday that a grand jury has charged Trump's former campaign manager Paul Manafort and Manafort's business partner Rick Gates with money laundering and conspiracy to the U.S. Those charges stem to a period prior to their working with the Trump campaign, and both have pled not guilty. Christie, a former U.S. attorney, didn't seem too concerned that the charges related to Manafort and Gates point to any evidence of Russian collusion.
On the Papadopoulos information from his guilty plea that was released yesterday, who knows? You know, information by their very nature are supposed to be pretty sparse documents, only to what the defendant agreed to admit to as part of the plea arrangement.
Meanwhile, the race to succeed Governor Christie is inching closer, now just a week away. Democrat Phil Murphy continues to hold a double-digit lead over Republican King Guadagno. And the question now, does the news regarding Mueller's investigation further impact Guadagno's bid? In other news, Guadagno is planning a bus tour to win votes. She's kicking that off on Thursday from West Long Branch, New Jersey, and will continue until Election Day on Tuesday. I'm Diana Blass reporting for Chasing News.
Thanks, Diana. All right, let's bring in our A-plus panel. We're joined today by Clarissa Romero, who's the CEO of Mindful Consulting. Clarissa, good to see you again. And Mike Korbanix is back. You are a defense attorney. Mike, let me start with you. It was interesting what the governor had to say. I tend to agree with him on this. We don't agree on much, but I agree with him on this, that the indictments and the plea by some of the president's former staffers and aides will have virtually no impact on either the New Jersey or the Virginia governor's race.
I don't agree with that. I think anytime someone comes under indictment or under an eye of dishonesty, of hiding assets, things of that nature, it's sort of, and colluding with Russia or having contacts, I think that will always play out.
But you read the indictment. I mean, there literally is nothing about any Russia collusion. I mean, one could argue that this bolsters Trump.
Sometimes in a federal case, the first indictment comes not with everything because they want to have some leverage and have some ability to negotiate whether or not they can resolve the matter.
Clarissa, let me ask you, in both the Virginia and the New Jersey gubernatorial contest, the issue of immigration, sanctuary state, has come up. There was an ad against the candidate Gillespie in Virginia, basically having these immigrant kids having a nightmare about being chased down by Republicans in trucks wanting to hurt children. And then in New Jersey, you had the sanctuary state issue, where one could argue the Democratic candidate really botched the issue when he had the opportunity to answer and separate criminals from immigrants.
When asked about deporting criminal illegals, Phil Murphy said,
"My bias is going to be having their back."
Why do you think this is so front and center in both these races?
The whole statement that Murphy said really got taken out of context.
You're an attorney. If you were looking at this from a legal perspective and a guy said something like that, I've got their backs, he made a blanket statement, I thought it was pretty easy to lump it in and say you literally didn't pull out the guy accused of being a child rapist and later a killer.
Well, some things I really don't think you need to pull out because I think most of the time when people are talking about immigrants, they know that it's implicit that we're not talking about people who are committing murders.
So why didn't the Democratic nominee say just that?
I don't know why the misperception, but I think that it really got taken out of context.
Okay.
I think it's clear that whose back he has is innocent, maybe undocumented immigrants that are here to make a living, not to commit crimes.
It certainly made the polls tighter. We're going to know in 6 days in a wake-up. We'll see. Thanks.